Friends, good morning. Welcome you all to another video, and today we are going to continue the first unit, that is the concept of communication. And today we are going to start with the part second, and we are going to cover the remaining part of the concept of communication. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. So actually I wanted to start the online live lectures on Google Meet, but because of the network problem, I am uploading this video on YouTube. And please comment that whether you really like this uploading on YouTube, or do you really want to take a live lecture. So please make in comment section. So now we are going to start with the 8th point, that is the 7 Cs of communication, the keys of communication. And these are the very important keys. So if you want to make an effective business communication, so it can be written by keeping the 7 keys of communication in mind, and now we are going to take them one by one. So first is clarity and conciseness. So what is clarity? Clarity in Marathi is spashtata, okay, the clear thing. It should be clarity in your communication, and also it should be a conciseness, tantapana. So to achieve clarity and conciseness, there are 4 simple rules. So first, use short sentences. Always speak in very short sentences. Use short words instead of long ones. You should take a small words rather than the longer words. Use familiar words instead of unfamiliar ones. You know that there are variety of words which the other people can know. Okay, you know that if you are talking about that I am very tired, okay, and you want to say that I am very tired, and if you are using that I am exhausted, and if the other person don't know what is mean by exhausted, okay, so it is simply you know that exhaustion and the tiredness is a similar meaning. But if the other person doesn't know about the exhaustion, then you should use the tired word. Okay, I have given this only example. So you can use a concrete nouns instead of abstract nouns. So your message should be marked by clarity of thought and expression, and by concise, accurate composition. It must not contain long, involved sentences. Clarity, of course, comes from a clear mind, but assuming that the sender has this and knows the exactly what he is communicating, there are certain ways in which language can be used so that clarity and conciseness are achieved. As far as possible, short sentences should be used. For example, do not say, there are several proposals made by the party concerned which we hope will receive your careful study and consideration before you finally arrive at the decision. So it has a 26 words. So you can just say that, okay, we hope you will examine the proposal made by the party before arriving at the decision. So many times a great deal of time and energy is wasted in using redundant words and phrases. A redundant word or phrase is one which is not intended as its meaning is fully covered by another phrase or word in the same sentence. So apart from wasting time and space, such words irritate the educated receiver and repel them. So therefore, in the second point, that is say, here you have to use a brief and relevant language. You have to use very simple words, those words which are related with what you are talking to somebody else, and those words should be simple. It should be well known to other people. So you have to use a simple English, because the beauty lies in simplicity. That is one of the saying in English. So okay, I am not saying that the style has no beauty, but the beauty lies in simplicity. So you should use very simple English, very simple sentences, very simple words, so other person can understand it well, because it is a way of communication. So let's move to the number 3rd point, that is the correctness. In a well constructed message, there must be correctness of language and correctness of information. It means that your language should be correct. Here I am not talking about the grammatical correction, okay, maybe while speaking a lot of people comment mistake. You know that even the English is a native language, the native speaker of English also makes mistakes, they also commit mistakes. So that is not a thing. What I am talking here, your message should be well constructed, it should not be in pieces, bits and pieces, it should not be incomplete, it should be complete, it should have a full meaning. Okay, so the correctness of language is also important, because if you are pronouncing a word differently, then the meaning also changes. For example, if you say that a beer, okay, bear and beer, the two have a maybe the similar pronunciation, and if you are saying that beer, some people may think that he is talking about the drink. Okay, so bear is different and beer is different, likewise the tear is different and tear is different. So you must understand about the pronunciation of those particular words, otherwise the meaning changes because of the pronunciation. Okay, so information is should be correct there. So there can be no place for guesswork or inaccurate statements. When in doubt, the best thing is to inquire. The successful businessman errs on the side of understanding rather than overstatement. So from a grammatical point of view, correctness will imply correct uses, correct spellings and correct punctuation. The message should also be formally correct in the sense that people should be properly addressed according to their status and designation. Here I talked about when you speak. So if okay, no problem that if grammar is wrong, okay, there is no problem. But when you write English, when you write a message, then that message should be grammatically correct. There should not be any kind of mistakes. So you should keep in mind about this. So let's move to the fourth factor, the fourth key, that is the courtesy. A courtesy म्हणजे संयमपणा, एकदम छान प्रकारे वागणे. So a courteous tone will naturally come into the business message, for just the sender would not like to receive a rude or discourteous message. Similarly, he should not send one himself. The courtesy is therefore a matter of frame of mind rather than the use of polite or oily phrases. So you should be polite, but don't use the oily phrases, don't go in a deep and over. Okay, so a polite tone can be introduced by using terms like please or thank you, and also by always giving the opposite party the benefit of the doubt. So let's move to the fifth point, that is consideration. So consideration means that you prepare every message by considering the recipient in mind. You should try to visualize your receiver's desire, problems, circumstances, probable reaction to your request, thereby handling the matter from this point of view. And the last sixth one is the completeness. In order to achieve conciseness, you should not compromise on completeness. An incomplete message cannot meet its objective and purpose, and it can never get the receiver's attention to the publicity of information. So completeness offers many benefits. First, complete messages are more likely to bring the desired result. They build goodwill as they show concern for the receiver, can help avoid costly lawsuits that may result if the important information is missing. And the last one is the coherence. A good message must be coherent. This means that every sentence must be related to previous one. Coherence always helps the receiver to understand your point of view. So let's start with the communication revolution. You know that in 1453, it was the Turk people who have attacked on the Constantinople, nowadays Istanbul. It was the Eastern Roman Empire, but because of the Turk attack, now it converted into Turkey, nowadays Turkestan. And the business way of Europe and Asia, including India, was blocked by Turks, and therefore a lot of people of Istanbul, those days Constantinople, a lot of people ran away to Italy, and it was the starting of the Renaissance period, that is the rebirth of ancient knowledge. And in this way, in Germany, printing press was established by Gutenberg. It was a movable printing press, and in that the books were starting publishing very fastly. And in that because of the Renaissance period, that is the Parivartanas Yug, we can say, for Europe, and lot of people started educating themselves, and therefore they demands a lot of books to to read, and that the flood of books of publication is coming because it were the cheaper books. So communication is as old as a man himself. So the stages by which man become a language speaking from a sign making animal and later a writing human being have been painful and slow. Even after man began to write, there seems to have been not appreciable progress for thousands of years till Gutenberg invented his device for using movable types in printing. So the printing of the first Bible, which movable type by Gutenberg in 1477 in his little shop in Mainz in Germany, marked the beginning of communication revolution. The communication revolution is comparable in its socio-economic effects and with the industrial revolution. So technological advances have made it possible for millions to hear and see the same messages at the same time as radio and television sets are installed in millions of homes. The wireless makes it possible to transmit a message over hundreds of miles, and the laying of submarine cables enable people to conserve across ocean with the help of the telephones. With the help of satellites and computers, we have instant communication in the form of internet and email. So side by side with the communication revolution and as a corollary to it, there has been an information explosion. So you can search anything on Google and you can get it. Man at the dawn of civilization was faced with the problem of how to get information, but the 21st century man is faced with the problem of how to select necessary information and avoid flooding his mind with irrelevant knowledge. So let's start with the last segment of this chapter, that is the importance of communication in business. So you know that the communication in general terms apply to all walks of life, and it is also not excluded the business communication. So business activities can be described as those activities involved in buying and selling of goods and services with the intention of making a profit. In order to carry out his activities, the businessman finds it necessary to communicate internally and externally, that is within the organization and with the people outside. So let's start with the first point, that is exchanging information. So communication is mainly the exchange of information between two or more parties. Through communication, organization exchange information with internal and external parties. Number 2, preparing plans and policies. Communication helps in preparing organizational plans and policies. Realistic plans and policies require adequate and relevant information. Number 3, execution of plans and policies. For timely implications of plans and policies, manager must disseminate those in the whole organization. Number 4, increasing employees' efficiency. Communication also helps in increasing the efficiency of employees. With the help of communication, organizational objectives, plans, policies, rules, directives, and other complex matters explained to the employees that broaden their knowledge and thus help them to be efficient. Number 5, achieving goals. Effective communication helps the employees at all levels to be conscious and attentive. It ensures timely accomplishment of jobs and easy achieving of goals. Number 6, solving problems. Through various communication channels, the managers can be informed of various routine and non-time problems of the organization, and accordingly they take the necessary actions of steps to solve the problems. Number 7, making decisions. Making timely decisions requires updated information. Through effective communication, managers can collect information from different corners and can make the right decisions. Number 8, improving industrial relation. Industrial relation is the relation between workers and management in the workplace. Good industrial relation is always desired for business success. Communication plays a vital role in creating and maintaining good industrial relation. Number 9, publicity of goods and services. In the modern age, business is becoming highly competitive. Almost every competing manufacturer produces product of common consumers. So, however, all of them cannot sell equally well. The organizations that are communicated better can also sell better. Number 10, removing controversies. Effective communication allows smooth flow of information among various parties involved in the negotiation or transaction. As a result, conflicts, controversies, and disagreement can be resolved easily. Number 11, enhancing employee satisfaction. If there is a free and fair flow of information in the organization, it will certainly bring mutual understanding between management and workers. Such understanding enhances the satisfaction of employee. And the last one is enhancing loyalty. Effective communication helps the manager to be aware of the performance of their subordinates. In such a situation, the subordinates try to show their good performance later on. If management parties their performance, it will enhance employees' loyalty. Now we are going to start with the last point of this chapter, and that is the importance of communication in the corporate and global world. So communication has emerged as a key concept in global corporate world. Since nation trade today as people did in local markets yesterday, good communication could make all the difference between success and failure in the world of foreign trade. In order to be successful, the modern business person needs to be very clear while communicating about his her objectives. So here in the importance of some points I have made it. So first is manage the complexities of business organization. As already mentioned, with the increase of size and scale of operation present day, business organization has to employ thousands of employees scattered all over, which demand efficient management that demands free flawless. Number 2, information technology revolution. Since the last 3 decades, there has been a revolutionary change in the IT department with the access of computer, internet, iPod, video conferencing, which requires proper maintenance and accurate data cutting across the geographical boundaries. The organization now pass on the message with a greater speed and care that seek efficient communication. Number 3, growing specialization. With the division of labor, work is now divided into parts among the specialists for accuracy. We seek proper coordination, trust, cooperation, and understanding that demands efficient communication among all. Number 4 is global village. The world is now a global village with MNC spread all over with employees from different nations with different languages, culture. Communication is essential to bridge the gaps and work to achieve the company mission and vision. And number last, that is growing competition. Competition among the different organization is well-known factor to create new customer, maintain old one. Effective communication is very important for the goodwill of the company. So guys, I hope that you understood this lecture. If you didn't get anything, please make question in your attendance form. I will there to answer your questions, and there was one question that whether we should write down the notes while the video is going on. So yes, you should write down the points in your notebook. It is very important for you people. Also, I would like to tell you that I have uploaded the entire syllabus on Google Classroom, so please kindly check out that. So thank you for watching. Meet you next video.